Hey there, this is Rocky from SeriouScholar.com, and today I'm going to show you a live example of how to format a website in APA style when there's no author, publication date, or page numbers on the website, which is a pretty common situation. So I quickly found a website here that doesn't have that information. For your paper, you should be citing scholarly content, articles, organization sites, and things of that nature, but uh, just for sake of example, I've got this one here. So the first thing you want to do is if there's no author, we have to use the article title in place of the author. So we've got a main title here, and it looks like this is basically a subtitle, so I'm going to use both. So you want to copy that with Control C, or if you're on a Mac, I think it's Command C. When you go to paste it, use this little, in the home menu, use this little paste here to keep text only, or if you hit Control V or Command V to paste in and you get some funky formatting, this little clipboard will pop up, and then you can choose this keep text only option. You can click the home key to jump to the beginning of the line and then type in Ecuador just manually here. Put a period after the title. Notice that I use sentence style capitalization for the title. That means capitalize the first word after a colon, and proper nouns. And then you lowercase the rest. Put one space after all punctuation in the references list, even though APA 6th edition uses two spaces after punctuation in sentences in the text. APA requires one space after all punctuation in the references list. So here we put our date. If it was a date, we would just put it like that, but we don't have a date here for this post, so we put N period D period for no date. We put another period after that, one space, and then we put by the way, you can jump back and forth between your windows if you hold the Alt key down on your keyboard, and while you're holding it down you hit the Tab key one time. You can even cycle through different windows like that. It's pretty cool. So where was I? Oh yeah, we need the organization's name that published this. So down here we see there's an organization called Select Latin America, and if you can't figure it out from that page, go to the main organization link. If you still can't figure it out, go to an about page. You don't want to be lazy and just not put it in there, because there's pretty much always a way to figure out what the organization site is. So you can paste this in, choose just the text only, select Latin America, and then put website, and you should use the Merriam-Webster spelling of website, because APA follows Merriam-Webster, even though they do it incorrectly in their own manual. You want to italicize this. Merriam-Webster spelling is to capitalize web and put a space and then put site. You don't want to italicize your punctuation, your periods and commas like that, so leave that without italics. Put one space, and then put your retrieval information. APA 6 doesn't use retrieval dates for most websites, so you put retrieve from, no colon, get your URL, and paste it in. Now APA 6 does use retrieval dates for web pages in which the information might change. So if it's a PDF or a news article, or something, or a history.com article, or something where it's more established, where it looks like the article's probably not going to change, you don't need it. That's most cases. Cases like this, or maybe you have an organization's mission or value statement or something that could change over time, then yes, you would want to put a retrieval date. So we'll put here retrieved 6/2012. There's a comma before and after the year. From, no punctuation or period goes after the URL, so it doesn't get confused with the URL. These are all APA requirements from the guide. Now this we want to keep the link, but we want to get rid of the blue text, and you have to click the underline twice to get rid of that. Highlight it, give yourself a hanging indent here. Okay, it should be double spaced for copy manuscripts. If you're doing a thesis or a dissertation, just for example's sake, if we had a few different references here and your school allows for it, you have to check your guide. You could single space your references, and to do that, right click and click paragraph, or go to the page layout tab, click this little arrow to get the paragraph options, single space, add 12 points of space after each, create your hanging indent, of a ½ inch, assuming that's what you used for your regular indents throughout the text, which you should be using. Go to line and page breaks, take off the widow and orphan control. I like to keep lines together so that my individual references don't get split across pages. Click OK, and you've got your nice formatting there. So I'm just going to get rid of those for now. I'm going to make another video on splitting URLs in a separate video here because this will get too long. But I want to move on to the citation that we use in the text. So let's find something here that we can just quickly. Okay, there's something that we can cite here. So 14 indigenous groups reside in Ecuador. We would put parenthetical citation like this. So first, we have no author, so we put a quotation mark. We use the first 2 or 3 words of the title. Now, in this case, we can just use one, assuming that wouldn't get confused with anything else. Also, if, for example, just for example, this isn't correct, but if we did history and culture, we would actually capitalize the word culture, even though we didn't in the references list, because it's in the text. So, again, just a couple words here. In our case, it's Ecuador. Put a comma, put a quotation mark, put your year, or for us, it's no date, another comma, and then you would put a paragraph. If you don't, you would put a page number if you have a page number. If you don't have a page number, then you put a paragraph number with this abbreviation para. And maybe it's like the 4th paragraph. But in our case, we actually have section titles. So APA prefers that we use the section title. It's in the culture section. So we put culture section. The word section is not capitalized, comma. It's in the 2nd paragraph of that. Now, this is even if we're just paraphrasing, we're not using quotes. So all of this goes in, and that's how you would do an in-text citation. The only other thing I would say is that if you have a long section title, that happens where you have a long title and subtitle, APA does allow you to just use a shortened section title. Just make sure that it's something that allows the reader to find where you're talking about easily in the website. So that's how you make a references list entry and cite a website in the text when it has no author, no date, and no page number. Hope that was helpful, and I actually have more examples that you can maybe even copy and paste in and then modify to your needs at the Serious Scholar website. So head on over and see us over there. All right, thanks a lot. Bye.